and welcome back to a chapter day. Wow, happy Sabbath. It has been a week fully today that I have not done a video, or that I have done a video. Last week, Friday, was the last video that I did, and I think I did both 5 and 6. Life happens, folks, and sometimes I just cannot find the venue depending on where I am, and I was still in Trinidad, but I returned and here I am, and I have my old venue back, and hopefully I can keep the days running smoothly, but that's something that may not be fully in my control. So we're going to do what we can as we can. It's still a chapter a day, so I'm not going to do 2 or 3 or 4, try to catch up on the full week of missed readings. All I'm going to do is read 1 chapter a day, continuing from where we left off. So today is Saturday, and I'll be reading chapter 7 of Deuteronomy. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee, now this is again Moses, just to recap. Moses is talking to the children of Israel, recapping, reiterating everything that God has brought them through since they left Egypt. It's been 40 years. And he is not going to get into the promised land with them because of his misdoing at the waters of Meribah. So he has to he will be dying off, literally. So he's giving them all the precautions because he knows them. He knows how they were with him. Now that someone else will be taking over, Joshua, it's going to be something that they need to remember how God has led them in the past, so that they will keep serving God and allowing God to lead in their lives, just like us today. Okay. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites, and the Amorites and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But this shall you deal with them. Thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he hath sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, and repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I command thee this day, to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that the Lord thy God shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto thy fathers. And he will love thee, and bless thee, and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine and thine oil, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep, in the land which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you, or among your cattle, And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt which thou knowest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver unto thee. Thine eye shall have no pity unto them, neither shalt thou serve their gods. Neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee. If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shalt well remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt, the great temptations which thine eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm, whereby the Lord thy God brought thee out. So shall thy God, the Lord thy God, do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. Moreover, the Lord thy God will send the hornet among them until they that are left, and hide themselves from thee, they be destroyed. Thou shalt not be affrighted at them, for the Lord thy God is among you, a mighty God and terrible. And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee by little and little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. But the Lord thy God shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction, until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee, until thou have destroyed them. The graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or the gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Lord. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. Wow, that is the end of Deuteronomy chapter 7. Now Moses is telling them, you know what? A lot of the things that God did for you, you need to remember. Your deliverance from Egypt is nothing short of divine intervention. Don't go into the heathen lands and want to be like them. Don't go into the heathen lands and say, I'm going to mingle, we're going to marry, and we're going to be boys and girls and peeps and all that nonsense. No. Sometimes, people think, well, I have to be a Christian, so I have to go in and, well, that's great and all. And if you know you are strong in the Lord and you can handle it, good. But if you know you're just going to hang with them so that you can get favor with them, bad idea, because they are going to corrupt you. Your children will be corrupted. Be careful with your children. Be careful with your children. Don't bring stuff in your house that is not good. Sometimes we see things that we think, I like this, but it's not of God. It's not of God. But it's nice looking. Yeah, I like that. There's a little figurine or whatever it is, and it is made from a pagan standpoint. But you travel someplace, or you're going someplace. I see people with little heads and little cross-legged things, and I say, you know what that thing represents. You don't even have a clue, but you like it, you're gonna get it. We have to be so careful. Even the jewelry, it says here that it is an abomination to the Lord, the silver and the gold that is on them. Don't take it off. That's what he was telling the Israelites. When you go to do your wars and stuff and you see all the gold and silver they're wearing, that's why a lot of Christians, they look like rappers sometimes when they're dressed with the biggest pendants and chains and earrings swinging around while they walk. I will let that go. But don't touch the accursed thing, is what God is saying. Keep away from things that are not of God. And I know a lot of us want to be part of the crowd, of the worldly crowd, because we think Christians are boring people. You know what? The time will come when your faith is all you have to stand. People around you, even in the church, are going to be telling you stuff that make you wonder, oh my gosh, is this real or not? You better know what you believe now and hold fast. And I pray that you continue to be blessed, that you have inspiration and some thoughts about whatever it is you might have heard. Go back and read for yourself. Trust me, the Bible is not hidden anymore. People aren't getting persecuted for having Bibles, thank God. But there was a time such a thing took place. We are now free to have multiple Bibles in our homes of all different versions now. So read for yourself. That was Deuteronomy chapter 7. And until our next reading, remember, faith comes by the hearing of God's word. You take care. Bye.